Hi, I'm Amy Satori, a twin flame and intuitive spiritual counselor assisting in raising the vibration of our planet. I'm able to scan your energy field for emotional blockages and talk to your organs using Qigong energy healing. I can also help you make decisions, talk to your pets, deceased loved ones, and your friends or family's higher selves. I can help you navigate your relationships and answer pressing questions in your life by talking with the unseen world. I am not a doctor, psychologist, or fortune teller. This is for entertainment purposes only. Having also been enlightened for 6 months years ago, I have a feel for oneness with God and use these skills I've developed through the years to translate the images, feelings, impressions, and messages I'm given while tuning into you and your situation. You can ask me anything by calling 256-291-1191 any Sunday starting at 6:30 Mountain Time. Follow me at thesatorishow.podbean.com, find me on Instagram, or you can order a personal reading at www.amysatori.com today. Sit back and enjoy this episode of The Satori Show. Hi, I'm Amy Satori, a twin flame and intuitive spiritual counselor assisting in raising the vibration of our planet. I'm able to scan your energy field for emotional blockages and talk to your organs using Qigong energy healing. I can also help you make decisions, talk to your pets, deceased loved ones, and your friends or family's higher selves. I can help you navigate your relationships and answer pressing questions in your life by talking with the unseen world. I am not a doctor, psychologist, or fortune teller. This is for entertainment purposes only. Having also been enlightened for 6 months years ago, I have a feel for oneness with God and use these skills I've developed through the years to translate the images, feelings, impressions, and messages I'm given while tuning into you and your situation. You can ask me anything by calling 256-291-1191 any Sunday starting at 6:30 Mountain Time. Follow me at thesatorishow.podbean.com, find me on Instagram, or you can order a personal reading at www.amysatori.com today. Sit back and enjoy this episode of The Satori Show. Welcome to The Satori Show. This is Amy Satori, your host, and I just wanted to share some really cool downloads with you guys I've been getting over the last couple weeks. This is all about the ego and how it operates and why it's there. It addresses the issue of suicide and free will. So hopefully this is going to be a really helpful show for you. And so let's get started. Okay, so I am reading this off of a document that I had typed up after all of these downloads. So bear with me if there are any mistakes. It's because it's a little difficult to read. All right. God gave us bodies to put our souls in so we could experience all its various aspects like we're millions of little painters. We wanted duality as part of this experiment to see if we could recognize and overcome distractions, to burrow down deep and anchor in our true loving essence of beingness. Other planets watch us and are amazed at the diversity. We are able to overcome just to bounce back on our feet and forgive like we do. It's astounding to them. So we're given our egos, our little devils on our shoulders in the form of negative thoughts to test us, or rather offer us free will to choose love. When we're born, we're one with all. But as we age and are subjected to societal programming, we're taught a supposed right and wrong, even though in God's eyes, those who paint primarily with blacks and reds are no worse or better than those using mostly pinks and yellows. To consciousness, it's just experiencing various aspects of itself. So we develop our ways of sifting through people we want around us, who will keep our emotions, family, money, and overall well-being safe. If we feel those things will be threatened, those others get shunned and rejected, making our world smaller and smaller, supposedly keeping us safer and safer, not realizing it's in the acceptance of our true selves that will bring us safety, not changing anyone's behavior. Acceptance of ourselves is about going beyond the personality and body, however. It's an acceptance of the ego, our shadow side, that we liberate ourselves from it, and it no longer has any power over us. Just like in the labyrinth when she realizes the Goblin King has no power over her. When you get irritated at someone, say, I love that expression of myself. Just look at me being a complete jerk. Wow, good for you. The Dalai Lama once said, "Love is the absence of judgment, which is the key when going inward." In going inward, we're also able to sense and experience our true beingness and detach from the world of form. We tap into all our senses available to us and run on full capacity, unable to get triggered and lash out in defense of this false sense of self called ego. Seeing that we are not the ego or our stressful thoughts liberates us to settle back into the truth, that we are one with God and anything is possible. It takes away all sense of need or desire and leaves us living a life of Christ consciousness as a byproduct of our essential nature, not by efforts or trying to be loving. One way to get real with ourselves is to see how the ego is influencing us. When we interact with someone, the ego quickly assesses what we can get or the end result we want from them, then proceeds to go about its primary task and focus of getting more safety, security, and enforcing itself through status, the perfect relationship, or whatever else it needs outside itself to be happier, bigger, better, or more powerful. So be willing to catch yourself. Telling on yourself lessens the grip of the ego, or even laugh at yourself and your motives, then just ask for what you want straight up. For that matter, the more self-aware someone is, the easier they are to do a reading for, because they're more transparent and not hiding behind a bunch of self-delusional masks. Embracing your humanity in this way helps you have compassion and helps you forgive yourself and others more readily. It also just feels better, which brings you more satisfying results in life. Powerful people will admit to their shadow side and are willing to change through the clarity that comes through acceptance. Now, about free will and curses. So something you should know about free will is it is the number one universal principle that must be adhered to no matter what. So there's no way around free will, but this is kind of how it works. If you think that you hear a ghost and you get scared, you've just given it permission to scare the doo-doo out of you. But if you think that there's a ghost in the room and you look over and you're just curious, or you even think it's funny, or any other feeling other than fear, then you're good. So just keep that in mind, that you are the one that has the ultimate power. So do curses exist? If you think that they do, yes. Free will is your ultimate truth. There are negative forces and entities who will try all kinds of things, but ultimately, if you believe strongly enough that something has no power over you, it cannot get past your free will. It's only if you allow yourself to fear it that it can take the controls and play with you as it wants. And remember, too, that words are spells, which is why we call it spelling. So always be careful of the energy you put out there, or it could very well come back on you. For many light workers and starseeds, this planet can seem cruel, and this could cause extreme detachment and depression, even suicide. Most of the planets they've come from are peaceful planets, which is why they were chosen, so they could help Earth. But many are dragged down by its polarities. Why do people commit suicide, and what happens? No ego, no suicide, no thoughts, no suicide. Your thoughts have all the power to fuel you or take you down. You never get out of the lesson. So even though you've taken your life, you've got to come back and do it all over again to complete the lesson. No judgment, no stories about hell need to be there. Just a recycling of a soul and new beginning of its evolution. If you want to avoid suicide, don't judge it, or you'll create more resistance. Just learn to not listen to any negative thoughts, only the positive ones. You may have to retrain your brain. And if you're not sure how to do that, you can go to my resources page at amysatori.com. I got another download about when things go wrong. It doesn't matter the subject. Stop trying to win, defend yourself, get what you want, argue your point, have it your way, and stop. Stop the crazy-making hamster wheel in your mind and see things for what they are on a deeper level. Trust God. Trust life. Do you believe this is a universe that is against you or doesn't have your back? Decide to believe that this will work out in such a way that will bring balance, healing, and personal growth, even miracles. Choose your side, light or dark. The forces will line up behind you and respond accordingly. As setbacks happen, keep coming back to what you believe will be the end result. And so will it be granted according to your faith will it be done. Know what you really are. You are always protected by the divine. Even when it looks like something has gone wrong or you've been lied to or betrayed, know there is a blessing on the other side and thank God for showing you the truth in all things. The truth of God within us, our essential soul essence, is the best protection you can have. Now I'm going to answer some twin flame questions and read some comments that I got here. And I'm sorry these are a little bit late, but I am getting to them. Lorelei, this is from a couple shows back, I believe. She says, yes, husband does have a twin flame, although he won't admit it. It's torturous. Husband is like a mix of soulmate karmic. Honestly, the fear is like at the PTSD level with my twin. Yes, there is no sex or desire for sex with husband. Feel like it's wrong to have sex with husband, if that makes sense. Yes, it does. I'm feeling this safety, security, and comfortability friendship with husband. My twin gets frightened when we get too close and pulls away. Then gets close and pulls away. It's so frustrating. I know that a lot of us can relate with, to that. Also, she says, love the stages that you talked about in that last show. Thank you so much for reading our posts and giving advice. I love your show. I'm learning so much. So, Lorelei, I want to read into this situation for a moment. It does get hard if you're with a soulmate. It's difficult not to think about your twin flame. It just is. And once you are hooked into your twin flame, it's really hard to be with anybody else. So that's totally natural and normal. Eventually, you probably will end up leaving your husband, I would imagine. But it sounds like your twin does have some growing up to do and or needs to get over some insecurities in order for you guys to come into union. But at the same time, you're still married, so you can't really come into union anyway. So remember the whole mirroring thing. If you're not ready, he's not going to be ready. So somehow you got to take a leap of faith and leave the situation if you truly feel like it's not the best for your ultimate good. So let me just see if I can get any insights for you for a moment as to your present situation. Hang on. It's funny because I just got go for it, which is the Ace of Wands in the Tarot. That's new beginnings. It's a new beginning in passion as well. I think they purposely took your desire away for your husband on purpose because it feels like some kind of a reset needed to happen, and I think the same thing has happened for your twin. In a way, it's bringing you guys together. It's bonding you, and it's taking away, this is interesting. Severing the sex has somehow brought you two together. So in a sense, you guys, I think, have come together in the 5D. Yeah, you guys have committed each other on the 5D already. So now you guys just need to make it happen in the 3D. He's much more confident up there too. He is, he's all for it. He just needs, I feel like he's hesitating too because of your commitment. Because, well, I shouldn't even say commitment, but because of your situation. He doesn't want to put his all in or his 100% in until he feels like you're doing the same thing. So whatever it is you want him to do, you got to do it too. Okay, so Jennifer, who's been on our show before, Jennifer Silva, I got a sweet little note from her. Hey, Amy, I love to listen to the progression of your podcast. It's so exciting to watch your growth. Much love. Thank you so much, Jennifer. You're so awesome. I loved having you on the show, and you're welcome back anytime. Hawash, he says, hi, Amy. I've been curious for some time now as to whether astrology, particularly synastry reports, aka love or friendship affinity, can indicate a possible match with someone. I have played around with this idea for some time, basically. It got cut off, but let me feel into that for a moment. I can tell you what I think logically, but let me just make sure. Hang on. You know, it's kind of like, it depends. It depends on where you are at in your spiritual evolution, actually. Because if you're at the beginning stages, not quite ready with your twin, you guys might be kind of having a rocky start or something like that might be going on, or you guys just aren't spiritually mature enough to like take personal responsibility and all that kind of thing, to be able to come into a harmonious union. Then you are going to need to have that kind of I'm trying to think of the best way to say this. Okay, so astrological charts, or like our signs, they are a template or a blueprint in a way. They are our egoic selves are kind of programmed to be like our astrological signs. We have a rising sign, a moon sign, and all kinds of things that influence from the time that we're born. However, the more spiritually evolved you become, the more free you become of the ego, the less that's important. It is more important when you're really in your ego. So just take that into consideration. Don't make it that big of an importance, especially if you're really thriving spiritually, and if you're really trying to grow yourself continuously, then you will be able to overcome any of those preconceived ideas or templates by dropping the ego. So if that makes sense, I hope that makes sense. As long as you have an ego, yes, astrology does come into play, but don't get too paranoid or hung up on it. But yeah, anyway, I think I've said my point. Sorry for that. Okay, Andrew. He said, I'd like to say I found your Twin Flame blog online, and it's been the only one that brought me to tears and that I resonated with 1,000,000,000%. Spot on to the T. I truly believe you know the truth by the way it feels, and your blog hit home and gave me the courage I needed to keep going on this journey and reminded me to stay strong for both of us. It's insane that reading everything you wrote was like I wrote it myself. My divine masculine and I are close to reunion. I can feel it. I suppose we are both still evolving separately and purging toxic energy, but I'd just like to say no other blog has resonated with me like yours. I mean extremely to the T. Thank you so much for your gift and knowledge on the subject. It's truly what I needed at that exact moment. I am at so much peace now after reading your blog. Peace and many blessings your way. Thank you so much, Andrew. I really appreciate that, and I'm so glad that article helped you so much. I really wrote it from the heart, and that was when I was first experimenting and seeing that there was a pattern to all of this, and I was kind of blown away. And I'm just really glad that my efforts to put all that together were helpful to you. If any of the rest of you haven't read that blog, there are some helpful blogs for everyone on www.amysatori.com, and just click on the blog. And there are just some great articles about all kinds of things that you could take a look at that could help you along this journey. Not just for twin flames, but just coping with life and how to stay positive, and even how to make more money and how to look at money in a healthy way. Okay, so Irene, she said, I met my twin 40 years ago. We didn't know then, but there was a strong attraction there. Lost touch for a year, same thing. Just reconnected again after 40 years, and the signs are all over the place. The connection so intense. 1111 all over the place, of course. Test taken was confirmed to me by my twin himself. Was awoken first time we spoke on the phone, almost like lightning hitting me. Well, we all know these experiences, don't we? Okay, so let me read into your situation. And by the way, I did take a look. I asked her on this string of comments what she meant by the test was taken to affirm he was her twin. Because that kind of sounds like, you took a blood sample or something, you found out he's your twin flame. I'm like, where in the world do I get that blood sample? That's pretty awesome, like a test to tell who your twin flame is. So she said, no, I meant like I prayed for a sign and I got it. So, okay, Irene, hang on just a moment. It just feels super intense. Yes. It just feels like it's going to take a little bit more time. It's kind of like he needs a little bit of a wake-up call. So just keep looking for the signs. Sometimes it takes the masculine a little bit longer. The feminine knows like right away. But the masculine kind of has to sometimes get hit over upside the head with a 2x4. That the universe will find its way to get through to him. So, hang on. Oh, sweet. Okay. He does think about you a lot. He daydreams about you. I don't know why, but specifically about holding your hand, which is very, very sweet. And I just wouldn't worry and just leave it up to divine timing and just make peace with the process of learning to love yourself and others unconditionally and get on fire, get in passion mode, going after your dreams, whatever that is, whatever you feel excited about, what you feel you were meant to do or meant to accomplish in this life. Do that and really go after it, because that's going to really help move the energy forward and kind of get him to align with you in that. And it'll get him kind of on his path as well. So I hope that helps. Thank you guys so much for your questions and your comments. I appreciate you guys so much. And if anyone's listening to this and they don't know about my Twin Flame Forum, it's 1111 Twin Flame Forum on Facebook. But you can also follow me on Instagram. There's always some really great and fresh information and updates on the twins and their journey. And I think that is it for this episode. I do want to do a light language blessing real quick, just to help integrate all the downloads that I got that I had read to you earlier. I just want to make sure that can bypass your ego and go straight to your heart, which is what the light language is geared to do. So if you could just relax your shoulders, sit back comfortably, and just take this energy in that's being channeled. It's the same as energy work, only it's through the voice. And it'd be interesting for you to call and report back what you feel or any images or anything that you got from this. But here we go. Hang on just a moment. Asha mo kana sayna halahuna poponsa hashase kema ona alaparanaika hasasena laborona tekesa alashe san kama ono baraila nedika esa ona halapitsuna takai shosapine to labronai halahuna homa anchai kapontai halahina kotsai laborona teteka Ashasena pulora narai ma ai sukujusona. Hapapuna tula ndareka ndatapai shasate mukata mint ais. Shosa antake valarai nabokosa. Okay. So you guys have a beautiful evening. Thank you so much for listening to the podcast. I really appreciate your guys' support. And I'll catch you next time on the Satori Show.